figure of Kim Taehyung, or better known as V from BTS, appeared in the crowd of his fans. The atmosphere seemed to stop for a moment. The idol, with his trademark smile, always manages to create emotional moments that not only touch the hearts of fans, but also become an enduring story in the close relationship between BTS and ARMY. These stories are clear proof that Taehyung is not only a global artist, but also a figure who appreciates every second of his encounters with his fans. The latest moment where Taehyung was welcomed by thousands of ARMY at a special event. The enthusiasm and love that radiated between the two was so real. Everyone present witnessed that this relationship between the idol and his fans went beyond just an ordinary interaction. They share emotions, stories, and memories that form the foundation of a global community called the ARMY. The first memorable moment was when Taehyung first appeared on stage. Wearing an outfit specially designed by one of her favorite designers, she stepped onto the stage with aplomb. Cheers echoed, and the atmosphere in the place turned into a wave of joy and happiness. Taehyung, with his soft voice, greeted the fans who had been looking forward to his presence. He began his speech with a heartfelt thank you, leaving many in the audience unable to hold back tears by end the next moment. Taehyung surprises ARMY by singing his fan-favorite song. She chose an emotional ballad about relationships and breakups, which she says reflects her gratitude to ARMY. When the song was sung, the atmosphere became very intimate. Many were swept away by the lyrics and the way Taehyung conveyed them so deeply. Some soldiers were even seen hugging each other, trying to strengthen each other in the midst of emotional outbursts. The third moment occurs at the end of the song, where Taehyung takes the opportunity to speak directly to the fans. He tells the story of his journey as a member of BTS, starting from the early days of struggle until now when they have reached the peak of global success. He spoke in a warm tone of voice, making everyone feel like they were talking to an old friend. "You are the reason I keep going," he said with grateful eyes. However, one of the most touching moments was when a young ARMY man was given the opportunity to go on stage. The little girl brings a gift she made herself for Taehyung, a painting depicting BTS members together in a garden full of flowers. Upon receiving the gift, Taehyung looks very touched. He hugged the girl tenderly and thanked her directly, saying that the gift was one of the most valuable he had ever received. Not only that, there is also a moment where Taehyung spontaneously walks towards the audience to receive letters given by fans. He read one of the letters aloud, leaving everyone speechless. The letter contains a story about how BTS music, specifically Taehyung's voice and personality, has helped an ARMY man through difficult times in his life. When he finished reading, Taehyung looked teary. He said that stories like this gave him the strength to continue working. Then, there was another memorable moment when the big screen at the venue showed a surprise video from ARMY for Taehyung. The video contains messages of love and support from fans around the world, including short clips in which they sing BTS songs in different languages. Taehyung looked surprised and happy to see the video. He covered his face several times with his hands, trying to hide his deep emotions. In one of the segments, Taehyung also showed his humorous side. He casually joked about the funny habits of BTS members that only those who are really close know about. ARMY's boisterous laughter filled the room, showing how Taehyung was able to create a warm and pleasant atmosphere despite the event being full of emotional moments. The end of the show, Taehyung gave a meaningful closing message. He promises to continue to give his best in every work and appearance. "You are all the reason why I am here today," he said. Before leaving the stage, he gave a final greeting by waving his hand, while the screen behind him displayed a large inscription: "We purple you, ARMY." This whole event is a clear proof that the relationship between Taehyung and ARMY is not only established through music, but also through moments of emotion and mutual respect. This story will continue to be remembered by all those present, strengthening the already so strong bond between the idol and his fans. For Taehyung, ARMY is home. And for ARMY, Taehyung is the inspiration that always gives them the strength to live life with hope. ARMY welcomes Taehyung. 8 heartwarming moments when the figure of Kim Taehyung, or better known as V from BTS, appeared in the crowd of his fans. The atmosphere seemed to stop for a moment. The idol, with his trademark smile, always manages to create emotional moments that not only touch the hearts of fans but also become an enduring story in the close relationship between BTS and ARMY. These stories are clear proof that Taehyung is not only a global artist but also a figure who appreciates every second of his encounters with his fans. The latest moment where Taehyung was welcomed by thousands of ARMY at a special event. The enthusiasm and love that radiated between the two was so real. Everyone present witnessed that this relationship between the idol and his fans went beyond just an ordinary interaction. They share emotions, stories, and memories that form the foundation of a global community called the ARMY. The first memorable moment was when Taehyung first appeared on stage. Wearing an outfit specially designed by one of her favorite designers, she stepped onto the stage with aplomb. Cheers echoed, and the atmosphere in the place turned into a wave of joy and happiness. Taehyung, with his soft voice, greeted the fans who had been looking forward to his presence. He began his speech with a heartfelt thank you, leaving many in the audience unable to hold back tears. And the next moment, Taehyung surprises ARMY by singing his fan-favorite song. She chose an emotional ballad about relationships and breakups, which she says reflects her gratitude to ARMY. When the song was sung, the atmosphere became very intimate. Many were swept away by the lyrics and the way Taehyung conveyed them so deeply. Some soldiers were even seen hugging each other, trying to strengthen each other in the midst of emotional outbursts. The third moment occurs at the end of the song, where Taehyung takes the opportunity to speak directly to the fans. He tells the story of his journey as a member of BTS, starting from the early days of struggle until now when they have reached the peak of global success. He spoke in a warm tone of voice, making everyone feel like they were talking to an old friend. "You are the reason I keep going," he said with grateful eyes. However, one of the most touching moments was when a young ARMY man was given the opportunity to go on stage. The little girl brings a gift she made herself for Taehyung, a painting depicting BTS members together in a garden full of flowers. Upon receiving the gift, Taehyung looks very touched. He hugged the girl tenderly and thanked her directly, saying that the gift was one of the most valuable he had ever received. Not only that, there is also a moment where Taehyung spontaneously walks towards the audience to receive letters given by fans. He read one of the letters aloud, leaving everyone speechless. The letter contains a story about how BTS music, specifically Taehyung's voice and personality, has helped an ARMY man through difficult times in his life. When he finished reading, Taehyung looked teary. He said that stories like this gave him the strength to continue working. Then, there was another memorable moment when the big screen at the venue showed a surprise video from ARMY for Taehyung. The video contains messages of love and support from fans around the world, including short clips in which they sing BTS songs in different languages.